Hello and welcome to another riveting art video. I am so excited to say that I did in fact complete Inktober this year. However, before we get into that, because I know I'm going to get a ton of questions, I want you guys to know what supplies I used. I used my Micron, my Pigma Micron pens. I used the 08 and the brush and the 01 the most. However, my other ones did make appearances throughout the month. I also used my Jelly Roll white gel pens, as well as the occasional white Posca pen usage, as well as my metallic gold Posca pen. Those didn't make as many appearances, and nothing made as many appearances as my black India ink. Is just the cheap kind you can get from Hobby Lobby. Also, don't forget, you can get any of the drawings that you see in this video or any of my Inktober videos. Every single 31 drawings is available on my Redbubble. So, Inktober. It was difficult, to say the least. I really need an oil change. I still don't have my Halloween costume picked out, and it is in fact October 31st today. And I kind of need a costume ASAP, but here I am with 31 drawings. So who cares that I'm behind on a million things? Whatever. So we're just going to go through them. I'm going to say like my favorite thing and my least favorite thing about the piece, and try and keep this a little short and sweet because we do have a lot to get through. If you want to know super in-depth things about any of the pieces, I have 5 videos over all 5 weeks where I talk in depth at least a minute and a half or so, give or take, on each drawing. But if you just want to see a quick flip through, this is the video for you. Alright, so day 1, ring. My favorite thing about this, I think, is the very subtle stippling I use to imply slight shadows and things. My least favorite thing is that I used a pink kohl erase pencil for my sketching, and kohl erase pencils don't 100% erase, which is something you might want, but it wasn't what I wanted, and I did end up editing it in post and just making everything black and white and getting rid of that pink tone, but as for the original piece, that is my least favorite part of it. But overall, it's definitely one of my favorite pieces in general. Mindless. I really enjoyed this one. I think my favorite part is the little tape on the edges and just kind of the overall idea of like a lost brain poster. My least favorite part, I think I wish I'd thought about the writing underneath on the poster a little bit more. Alright, fate. I think my least favorite part of this would be, I think his left eye is a little bit bigger than his right eye. I don't know, I like this one as well. Again, I use that pink color erase. And then my favorite part is I really love putting banners on my drawings, and I also really like the way the color turned out. Inktober day 4, freeze. My favorite part of this is the contrast, the way that this is super black up here, but then it's light here, but then it's darker here, then it's white, you know what I mean? The contrast, basically. My least favorite part is it's not the most original idea, I suppose. But I like it despite of that. Again, one of my favorites. I think my first week has some of my favorites in it. I was just so enthusiastic about Inktober. You'll see later on that I got a little tired. Day 5 build. My favorite part would probably be the dome shape, as well as the tiny little birds, and like this building kind of goes outside of that dome shape. My least favorite part is that I had an ink spill right here. Yeah. The husky. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really dislike anything about the husky. I think it's really cute, and I really enjoy the fact that I drew an animal and it turned out good. I've always thought to myself that, like, man, I really suck at drawing animals, and I think I proved myself wrong. which is always good. Sometimes it's good to prove yourself wrong. Alright, enchantment. My favorite thing is probably the fabric, as well as just like the anatomy in general. My least favorite part is that this is not a perfectly squared off rectangle. It's a little wonky and crooked, but I'm happy with it. A lot of people seem to really like this one when I posted it online. Day 8, frail. Again, another one of my favorites. I guess if my favorite part would probably be the wood stick. I also do enjoy how like the background turned out. My least favorite part is that I wish I put a little bit more time into the broom part of the broom. Swing. Not the most original idea. However, I do appreciate the fact that I pushed myself to draw something I've never drawn before. I have never drawn a swing set before. Pattern. This is definitely a top favorite of mine. I guess one thing is maybe some of the spots where the white gel pen is a little transparent. Could probably use a second layer. Maybe I'll do that now. Let's see.
The one thing about these jelly rolls is sometimes you do have to be patient and put a second layer on them.
This one on Redbubble, I loved it so much that I got it on a pillow. Maybe I'll show you. So I ordered it on this pillow. I'm 100% sure that this is not 100% in frame, but you get the idea. You can check it out on Redbubble if you're interested. Alright, snow. It's not my favorite composition in the world, but I liked the technique I used. Again, check out the video that has prompt number 11 if you want to see how I did this. It's pretty fun, but a little messy. I still have ink splattered everywhere on my desk. Dragon, I love the concept of this and the idea. It's Haley Long, Jake Long, the American Dragon's sister. So this is fan art, but I like it anyway. Day 13, Ash. Again, really happy with the anatomy of it. Can't really complain. I do think some areas of it are a little messy and feel a little rushed, but that's the name of the game when you're dealing with Inktober. Alright, day 14, Overgrown. This is definitely a favorite of mine. I was really proud of myself and how the hair turned out. Could be slightly more interesting compositionally, I suppose, if I had to say something. Day 15, Legend. My least favorite thing would be this hand. Oh my god, it looks deformed. My favorite thing, again, I just love doing ribbon. Alright, day 16, Wild. I think if I had to choose, this might be my favorite illustration from the entire month. I have to say it. This is one of the cases where I used a little bit of gold Posca pen in the eyes. I think the contrast is lovely. The use of the white gel pen to put these little like glittery freckles around. I just truly love this illustration. Ornament, I think, let's see, my least favorite part is maybe there's some spots where it's harder to read the text because it's like splotchy, I guess. And then my favorite, I really love the way this string turned out looking. The mask in general, I really enjoy how it turned out. Alright, Misfit. This is definitely up there on my favorites. I really like how the glasses turned out, and this background is just, in my opinion, to die for. And I really love her hair. Least favorite thing? Good question. Not sure. Maybe the no thanks on the shirt. It's a little cheesy, but too late to take it back. Day 19, Sling. So this is based off of a slingshot from Animal Crossing with the little like balloon presents. I really like this one. The present's a little wonky. My perspective is imperfect, but that seems to be a recurring theme. It's whatever. Some people are super particular about their art turning out super perfect, and for me, as long as I'm having fun, I don't really care. Alright, so Tread. I guess a bad thing about this is that there's a splotch of paint that got put on there after the fact that I was done with it. There's a few spots where the ink comes out of the lines, but again, I don't really care. I'm not a perfectionist. This hand is a little too big, because like the hand should be about the size of the face. Not the head, but the face. And if you were to stretch out that hand and put it, it would be the size of her head. Anyway, that's just a small thing. Like I said, I'm not a perfectionist, so stuff like that doesn't bother me too much, but if I had to say something that I don't like, then that's something I don't like. Treasure map. I'm actually pretty happy with all of this. I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to be creative when it came to the namings of the map and everything. But I kind of just was like, you know what, screw it. I don't have to always be the most creative, storytelling human being just because I'm an artist, you know what I mean? So I really embraced that, and I ended up naming everything like the Plain Plains, the Sandy Shores, Mount Mountain, whatever. It wasn't that serious, but at the end of the day I came with something I thought was kind of fun and a little funny. So yeah, this one, one of my favorite things is this phrase. I sometimes dabble in poetry and things like that, and so this little phrase is something that I've used it on a few art pieces, but I'm just still trying to find the perfect use for it. My least favorite part, I guess, the face in general, the shading. I was just having a hard time with it. Ancient. I like this one as well. My least favorite part would be... I think when I made this, I would have said the hair, but the hair's kind of grown on me. I think it's just kind of boring, maybe. I don't know. And then my favorite part would be, I really love how the black is so like stark, like that contrast you get right there, and then the white outline around it. I really like that aspect. Dizzy Izzy, definitely a fave, can't lie. I rarely do self-portraits, but I had to with this one, okay? Let's see, maybe there's a couple smudges around where the stars are. They could have been a little cleaner. But then I also really like how my hair turned out. I think it really does encapsulate who I am. Yeah. Tasty, this one. This is when I start getting kind of tired and I start to be a little more literal and less conceptual. So yes, it's tasty. It's a cupcake. But as I said, just because it's, I've said this in many of my videos throughout the Inktober weeks, that just because something is literal and quote unquote like easy to think of doesn't mean I didn't have a hard time drawing it. I've never drawn a cupcake, honestly, ever, that I can think of in my recent history. And so to me, drawing this cupcake was a challenge in itself. You know what I mean? And you'll see that a lot throughout these next few prompts. Alright, so dark. Some people said that I should have given this one eyebrows, but I didn't want to make it too busy. It's like if I draw the eyebrows, I might as well draw the mouth. If I draw the mouth and the eyebrows, I might as well draw the rest of the head. And next thing you know, I'm just doing a portrait. So I wanted to just kind of zoom in on this area. Yeah, I think I talked about that enough. Anyway, coat. This one is probably my least favorite of all 31 drawings. I don't even know what to say. It was supposed to look like fur, but it just looks lazy. And honestly, I think I was being lazy. So, yeah, I guess that's the big thing is I don't like about it is that I was being lazy, and I know I was being lazy. I do like the idea I had in my brain. I wanted to do like an abstract leopard print, but I think I should have just done regular leopard print. Anyway, day 28 ride. Again, this is one of those things where it's like I haven't drawn a horse in a long time. I don't draw a lot of animals, and so that being said, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. My favorite part would be the hair, but then also my least favorite part is that I wish I had been a little neater with the hair. So yeah. Injured. Pretty simple, but my favorite part is definitely this background and how I did like this circly things, and then it kind of gets darker to lighter as it goes out. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. Day 30, catch. I'm just a sucker for most of my portraits, can't lie, so I do really enjoy this one. She's catching feelings. Let's see. If I would change anything, maybe a little bit more life and character to the hair. If I had to say something. Yeah. And then day 31, ripe. It's another one of those where it's like, oh, that looks real easy, whatever, it's not that exciting. But it's important to do those value studies. Kind of wish I'd done something similar to it earlier on, just to, help out with my shading with the ink and stuff. But, yeah. So, thanks for sticking through this entire video. Don't forget that every single one of these are available on Redbubble. And oh my god, can you guys believe 31 drawings are just right here? I have a hard time believing it, honestly. But then when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, that was a freaking long month. I'm not sure what my next video is going to be. And no, I will not be partaking in Inktober. I am exhausted. Maybe next year, and feel free to leave your opinion in the comments, but maybe next year instead of Inktober I'll do Inktober, but there's no way I can do both. So yeah, leave a comment. Next year do you want Inktober or Inktober, or leave a comment about what your favorite drawing of all 31 of these is. Feel free to head over to my Redbubble, where you can get any of these things on a t-shirt, sticker, notebook, sketchbook, anything, pillow, coasters. They've basically got it all. Ooh, even socks. So yeah, basically that is it. Thank you for watching.